It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. We've had a lot of fun in recent days talking to folks who are opening businesses, and I guess that's a great sign that the economy is recovering and that folks are enjoying themselves out there in the world. And, well, Mr. J himself is with us this morning. It's 12 minutes after 9 o'clock. Mr. J is Matt Rupert, who joins us this morning. And we talk with him. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. You know, Mr. J, when I was a kid, I had an enormous collection of baseball cards. Included among those cards was a Roberto Clemente rookie card.
Oof. Great card to have.
Yeah, don't have it anymore, though. Have no idea where all those cards went. I do have a Roberto Clemente card still from his last season.
72
baseball,
tops.
1970. Yeah, exactly. I've got that card at home. But that's your business. That's what you're into.
Sports, yes, and we do a lot of gaming, too, which is like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. So
tell me about the business itself. You're in the Galleria in Johnstown.
Correct. We opened up June 3rd of last year, and we started in a tiny storefront, and from there we moved into a bigger store, what we're currently in now, and now we're preparing to step out of that store into even a larger store.
Wow.
So
that must mean people love going there, number one.
Yeah, I guess when I think we're the best gaming store probably in the center region, I believe.
Well, terrific. So I mentioned baseball cards. Obviously, that's big with a lot of folks.
Correct.
But baseball cards, tell me about all the various different things that you have there.
So we also do sports memorabilia, which includes autographed jerseys, helmets, baseballs, footballs. We got an extensive comic book collection.
Oh, yeah.
So we're huge into the comic books. And then our Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, and Magic the Gathering, which is tabletop gaming. Mm-hmm. It's worldwide.
Dungeons
and Dragons, we offer that now, too. We have a group that comes in every Thursday night, and our DM, his name is Darius. He's really great.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So people can actually gather there and play their games there, too?
Yes. We call it open play, so that means any time that we're open, you can come in through the business hours and play freely.
Oh, how cool is that?
So not a lot of stores offer that.
No, absolutely not. For me, I would just go and I would be flipping baseball cards back and forth, just looking at them.
We got tens of thousands available to look at and see.
You must go to a lot of auctions.
I do not, sir.
You don't?
Nope.
How do you come up with all this stuff then?
We open up a lot of product ourselves, me and my wife, Jody. I call her the big boss. So, and then we have a lot of people that actually come to us, that sell or want to trade. We do a trade thing where we may have a sports card or a Magic card in the case that we give them a percentage, and then they build up to that to get that card. And that's how...
Sort of on a larger scale to what we all did when we were kids.
Correct.
I've got doubles of Richie Hebner. I'm looking for a Doc Ellis. His birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, correct.
So I'm going to take my Richie Hebner and see if I can find a Doc Ellis somewhere.
Yes. And a lot of stores, I don't know how each store works, but we're always willing to trade and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Or sell. So.
You get to be a kid a lot longer than most of us do.
Yeah, I would say definitely.
Yeah.
It's a great thing, though. It's a lot of work, but in the end, it's a lot of fun, too, when you get the work part of it taken care of every day.
Now, when you make a decision to open a store such as you did, and you've got Mr. J's now in the Galleria.
Correct.
When you make that decision, obviously, you are investing a ton of yourself into it. You and your wife have really put together a place that people have sort of made a destination already. But you have to make decisions. Do we want to offer this? Do we want to offer that? What's a good value? What's not? How did you come up, you and her, with the various different products that you wanted to do? Did people say, "Hey, you ought to try this," or "You ought to try that," or "We like to do this"? How does that all work?
So we already have another location, but it's not called Mr. J's. It's called Jake's Cards and Games, which is located in Bellefonte, PA. So we were really coming in with a bunch of experience already.
Okay.
And prior to that, when we lived in Florida, we had a store down there too. So
You knew your stuff.
oh yeah, I've known it. I got into it early in 1982 with my grandfather because he was the first person to have a baseball and coin shop in Center County, Pennsylvania. So that's how I got into it.
So Granddad got you into it.
Yeah, yes, he did.
When you were growing up, was it a big thing for you? Was baseball card collecting or other thing? Was collecting a really big thing for you?
Not really for me at first.
No.
Until I hit about 9, 10 years old, and Ricky Henderson and Ozzie Smith came out, and they and I sort of got into baseball and
just took off from there.
And then I really stepped into it with my grandfather for years. So
at Mr. J's, say there's a group that says, we want to get together and we want to go over to Mr. J's and we want to play Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
How do they go about that? Do they call you, say, we're coming in, or do they just show?
Well, they can contact us by phone or email or whatever they choose. Or you can just walk in, and if there's no other events going on, you just pick a table that's open or a couple tables you use, and you play.
And off you go.
And then we have like singles and sealed product that they may need to improve their decks, or we offer sleeves to protect the cards from being damaged or anything.
As long as you have been doing this, you've been in this business a long time, so you know what they come and go, don't they? The trends come and go. What's really hot right now?
I would say Pokemon's the hottest one right now.
Still,
it's on like its own resurgence even more, because they are constantly creating new characters and just changing the format, tweaking the format of the game a little bit here and there to make it more kid and adult friendly. So,
well, when Pokemon Go came out a couple of years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago now, everybody was doing it, and they were walking downtown Indiana and all over with their heads down in their phones and walking out into traffic and doing all kinds of crazy things. But a lot of those games now they have an electronic component, but they still have the cards and the actual hands-on games too.
Correct.
And obviously that's a big part of their appeal, is that they can reach you in any number of different formats, right?
Yes. We don't offer the electronic part of it. We just offer the actual physical play of it. Now, we are a hot spot for people that are playing the Pokemon Go. So, but other than that, we like to be the on hands.
Yeah.
Because I feel you learn more on hand than you do by playing it on an electronic device.
Yeah, but certainly if somebody is getting into it electronically, they're going to want to come and they're going to want to see the cards and the games themselves and the actual physical game that is Pokemon, or whatever it happens to be. I know Magic the Gathering is really big. Dungeons and Dragons continues to be big too, and new generations of people come into it, don't they?
Every day. It's always, there's always new people coming. It's like I said, they're worldwide, and there's tens of millions of people playing this every day.
Yeah.
So,
well, it sounds like a really fascinating business to be in. It sounds like as well you're having a good time with it and
loving it.
And folks can get into it with Mr. J's from the Galleria in Johnstown. It's not a far trip to get over there and to enjoy themselves and to just have a great time. And if people have baseball card collections or whatever, NASCAR cards or whatever it is.
No NASCAR.
No NASCAR. But
no,
baseball?
that's been cut off.
You do football?
Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer.
Yeah.
Some of the soccer's really trending to be huge in the United States and obviously worldwide thing too. So
I bet you there's a pretty big market for comic books that have been in people's attics too for a long time.
Since they started this movie craze like 12 years ago,
Yeah.
the comic book world has just like exploded in.
Avengers is probably as big in your store as it is on the TV, on the movie screen.
It's one of them. There's several of them that are big. So
yeah, when I was a kid, it was the Submariner for me. That's who I wanted. That's who I wanted. Well, it sounds like it's a lot of fun to be in, and it's a chance to be a kid again too.
Yes, always. It's a great place. It's friendly. Everyone gets along. Like I said, it's for kids as young as 5 years old. And we have adults that are in their 60s and 70s that are coming in and playing.
Absolutely.
So,
ton of fun at Mr. J's.
Yep.
So good to meet you, and thanks, Matt, for coming for the visit.
You're welcome. I appreciate it, too.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.